Hey everybody, it's Gone with X, and welcome back to the Secrets of Strixhaven Early Access event. Thanks again to Wizards of the Coast for providing me with this promotional early access account. With that disclaimer out of the way, let's just get into the draft here. For our pack one, pick one, I'm not a huge fan of this rare. Looks like 3 mana, exile an on-land permanent, and the top card of your library. For each of those cards, its owner may play it until the end of their next turn. So you can slow your opponent down a little bit, make them replay one of their cards, and also you draw a card. Or you can try to like flicker your own card to redo its effect, but it seems like a little expensive at 3 mana for that. The Strixhaven Sky Coach here looks like a really flexible card. It is a completely colorless card that grabs a basic land of any type, puts it into your hand. So a good 2-for-1 that leaves behind this 3/2 flying vehicle you can crew for only 2. So I think the Sky Coach looks like a very reasonable start that can fit into a lot of different decks. Wow, okay, get past double rare. These are probably both pretty good. Ambitious Augmenter for sure is a 1 mana 1/1 with increment. So every time you cast a spell with mana value higher than its power, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it keeps growing as the game progresses. And then when it dies, you get a fractal with all of its +1/+1 counters on it. Then there's Moment of Reckoning in Silver Quill. Choose up to 4. You may choose the same mode more than once. Destroy a non-land permanent or return a non-land permanent from your grave to the battlefield. 7 mana is a lot, but destroy 4 non-land permanents? That's a one-sided board wipe. That seems insane. Both of these cards really good. I'm going to go for the Moment of Reckoning here. Having a card that's like pulling another land out of our deck is going to make sure we keep hitting our land drops, get us a little closer to massive finishers like Moment of Reckoning. I'm going to grab that here. Pick number 3, we've got a Quillblade Laureate. 2 mana for a 1/1 double striker that enters prepared, meaning that it can cast its sorcery 1 time, and its sorcery is 2 mana to give a creature +1/+0 double strike till end of turn, which is pretty good in Silver Quill. The Silver Quill mechanic is whenever you target a creature with something, you trigger a bunch of cards. So when you're playing removal spells on your opponent's creatures, or combat tricks and buff spells like Twofold Intent on your own cards. So let's grab that Laureate here. That seems like a nice card. If we're going to go black-white, we're certainly going to try with Moment of Reckoning. Pick number 4. Lewin is really nice. 4 mana for a 3/4. They enter prepared so you can get at least 1 pest token out of them for that 1 hybrid black or green. And then you can just exile creatures from your graveyard and spend 1 green mana to get a 1/1 pest every time you do that. I like Lewin a lot, and I don't think there's a ton of good token production in black and white for the Spirit Call enthusiast to play particularly consistently. So I kind of like taking Lewin here, even like the Arnin as well. This is much more for like green-black than black-white. Plus, our biggest reason to be in to be in Silver Quill is a 7 mana spell. So we could definitely play like a 3-color deck here, splashing around, because it's not going to be like a streamlined, aggressive Silver Quill deck. At least it doesn't have to be, because our best card is huge and very slow. Pick number 5, pretty cheap removal spell for big late game creatures, a Repel Calamity that looks pretty reasonably efficient. Pick number 6, Eternal Student is very nice. It's a 4/2, and while it's in your graveyard, you can exile it for only 2 mana to get 2 1/1 flyers at instant speed. So really nice token production. There's a token card to go with the enthusiast, technically, I guess. Pick number 7. Thornfist Striker if we go Witherbloom, green and black. The Silver Quill cards here look pretty mediocre. Rehearsed Debater. Pull from the grave and a referee. I'll speculate on Thornfist Striker. I have felt a little bit more likely to be black, white, splash, green, but it's still very early. That can change to the other way around. Pick number 8. Send in the Pest for black, white, or black, green. Black is the color that really ties these two guilds together, these two schools together, so we see a really reasonable black spell. We'll go for that. Pick 9, an ink-shaped demonstrator came all the way around for Silver Quill nonsense. Could be good. Pick 10, Wander Off came all the way around for a black removal spell. Maybe we're just black-white at the core still with that green splash like I was talking about. Exile removal out of that one. Probably want to take a couple of the black-white and black-green dual lands to help out here too. Played against a lot of Osteomancers now. They've been pretty good for our opponents. Arnin is not that good for our deck currently. I mean, it works with our Pest. Double Striker. I do want these duels pretty highly if I want to get Lewin in here, though. Take Titan's Grave. Grab a Dust Speaker to top off the curve. Okay, pack number 2. Pick number 1 is 4 rares. Okay, one of these rares sucks. Fracture is not actually a rare. But there's a Cauldron of Essence, which is really absurd with any creatures that make more creatures. So this is completely busted with Lewin, because Lewin can make a pest token. Lewin enters prepared. So you reanimate Lewin, make a pest, sack the pest, reanimate something else. You can sack the Lewin to bring back something else, and then sack that to bring back the Lewin, get another pest. You can kind of just keep going. Postmortem Professor looks fine for aggressive decks, though. You keep draining them for life, and you keep bringing it back from grave, but I think we're going to splash in Cauldron of Essence. That seems super gnarly. Cody is also a really gross card off the bonus sheet. Cody could do some gnarly stuff in original Strixhaven, and I'm sure this is no different. Just play a deck with a bunch of removal spells and just cascade all around. But let's grab this Cauldron of Essence here. Pack 2, pick 2. Elite Interceptor. Starts off our curve at 1 mana and gives us something to trigger our cards that care about repartee. Yeah, our mana curve is not great right now. We have a stack of 4 mana stuff. There's also a black-white duel, which is a big pick when we're going to be a 3-color deck. I actually get this duel. Ooh, Grave Researcher, pick 3. This card's crazy. If you have 3 or more creatures in Grave, you just keep getting to cast Reanimate over and over and over and over again. So you need a good life total for this, but it's one of the things that Golgari, that Witherbloom can do really good in the set. The Snooping Page is also a really gross card. It's a 2/3. Every time it hits your opponent, you draw a card. You do lose a life as well, but draw a card is like ridiculous. It's super worth that life loss, and whenever you're triggering repartee and you're targeting any creatures, this is getting unblockable. So you're just guaranteed to draw those cards when you're triggering that. It's a really strong pack, but I think we go for the Researcher over the Uncommon. Both are really good. Got like 4 white cards. That Moment of Reckoning is huge. Do I take the really expensive black spell here over the cheap white card just because it could be in Witherbloom? I could take the cheap one too. I do have a Thornfist Striker. Be on double Thornfist Striker, and I've got the Cauldron of Essence. Grapple with Death for Witherbloom removal. Am I a Witherbloom deck that's trying to get double white on rare occasion? Be difficult, but maybe I am. It might also just be a Witherbloom deck, period. Here's a Royal Treatment to protect our really strong creatures like Grave Researcher. I gotta get some more cheap creatures. We are doing nothing early on the mana curve. Absolutely nothing. Perfect. Ask and you shall receive. We get a 1 mana cheap creature or a post-mortem thing. This thing can't block, so it doesn't help us defensively early. Does a lot of life gain work, though. Drain every time it attacks. I'm going to take the Professor anyway, even if it doesn't block. There we go. Death Toucher turn 1. That's our early blocker. Alright, we got a Witherbloom deck, I guess, in the end. Slightly weird pivotiness throughout the draft, but this Cauldron of Essence I've seen just be doing really disgusting things. And Lewin is one of the cards that can go really hard with it. Alright, pack 3, pick 1. Very lucky. We open up an on-color rare. It's a good one. 3 mana for 2/1 flyer and a pest token. And if we get a lot of life gain stuff, we can start reanimating cards off of this too. Definitely take that. Pack 3, pick 2. Ooh, Living End off of the Mystical Archives. That's a very cool, very fun card. It's not really for draft, but it's a fun combo deck you can build in Constructed. We could get another removal spell here, grab a knockout maneuver. If there were a good 2-mana creature, I would take that. Our curve is still really bad, but there are no 2-mana creatures on color. Here's some good 2-mana creatures as options. Noxious Newt ramps us up, and it works really well with Knockout Maneuver, or Leech Collector gets a lot of damage in off of the Bloodletting every time we gain life. These both look pretty good for this deck. I think we're a lot deeper into black than green, so I'm going to go for the Leech Collector here and keep black heavily favored in terms of the number of cards in each color. And then there we go again, get another black 2-mana card. Perfect. So heavy black with a little bit of green, kind of a Witherbloom deck here. Pick 5, Pest Mascot here. Sure. Witherbloom Charm. Destroy some with mana value 2 or less. That only kills some really small stuff. This could still be okay. Late game, you could just like sack a land, draw 2. That's okay. I feel like that's flexible enough to be good. Like in the very early game, it's good at killing the small things. In the very late game, it's good at sacking and drawing cards. Take it over the Scathe Lock thing. Pick 7. Lumaret gets those life gain triggers going all the time. We have Thornfist Striker and Mozio and Pest Mascots. I think we have enough stuff that cares about the life gain. I should take this over Scorn Mage, but Scorn Mage is really cool too. +1/+1 counter whenever you're casting stuff, targeting creatures. Go for Lumaret. I think it has a little more synergy. Mind Roots can be really gross at the right time. It's a Mind Rot that might ramp you as well. If you get 1 land and 1 spell from your opponent, you get such a good deal off of this. You 3-for-1 them. They discard 2 cards. You get a land. I take Mind Roots. Try it out. Combat Trick. Might just end up cutting the Sky Coach in a 2-color deck at this point. Alright, we've got a deck. It's already pre-built. We'll just hop right into the gameplay for time's sake. Alright, here we are on the play for game number 1. We don't really start till turn 3, but we're on the play, so it'll still be a decently quick start. Playing against green-blue, there's Page to ramp them up. Just taps for a colorless. Doesn't do anything else unless they get another copy. In which case, they just turn the other copy into their next instant or sorcery card. Mage Tower Referee gets +1/+1 counter every time they cast a multicolored spell, and they're just going to barrage our creature. We still get that pest token left behind, so we're doing fine. And there's the Osteomancer to pick up Mozio as well. I'm going to wait to use the Osteomancer until the turn that I can play it and animate it in the same turn, because if I cast it and pass and then they kill it, We're not going to get Mozia back from grave. They drew a second page. They get an instant or sorcery. Find Witherbloom Charm. Cast Embrace the Paradox, looking for some black mana probably. Off that draw 3, they don't find any lands. Their hand is all spells. If there was a land in there, they could have put it onto the battlefield tapped. That's scary, actually, that they have that many spells. But hey. Alright, we can get our flyers out of that later. For now, I'm going to raise dead Mozio. Paradox Surveyor looks at the top 5, draws a land, puts it into their hand. They do find the green-black land to get to their Witherbloom Charm. There's a knockout maneuver for us. Get my flyers and do that. I think that's pretty fine. The flyers are instant speed, so we could hold up royal treatment here too. I think it's crazy to just kill Paige with the trick. Oh, I should have played my frog though. I completely blanked that I even had a 1-mana card in my hand. It is way past my bedtime. My bad. Witherbloom Charm to gain 5. To play the Educator with the extra counters on it. Well, we're going to get a big 2-for-1 for them doing that. Because we just kill that with 1 card. Send to the team, gain another life. There's nothing in our grave we can actually reanimate with this, but we did gain a lot of life in 1 turn. Well, 2's not a lot, but we did gain 2 life. Vicious Rivalry. Awesome. There's just a full-on board wipe in the set. Cauldron of Essence is also really, really good. Wow, that auto pay was terrible. I should have manually paid for that. I don't know why I wouldn't leave double black. God dang it. But that's really good with Mozio. Because Mozio comes with the creature when we reanimate him. Then we use that extra creature to animate somebody else. Oh my god. They got the main deck artifact removal. Sadness. Could still kill them with a couple 1/1 flyers. They're at 9 life. They die in 4 hits. Well, 4.5. I'm sure we can find 1 extra point of damage somewhere to get them in 4 turns. If they can't kill our flyers. That's not a reach creature. Alright. Go, go, go. Okay, they hold the blockers up. It's Poke in the Sky. Osteomancer's a good draw. They destroy 1 of the flyers. Go to 6. I think I'm supposed to Osteomancer and Osteomancer. And then get Mozio. In fact, I probably should have attacked with the Banemaker. Get one of the newts out of the way. Tenured Concoctor. Get these newts out of here. Multiples of Osteomancer are actually just really rude. Like, I might even not even need to get back my rare, because I can just Osteomancer and Osteomancer, and then Osteomancer the Osteomancer. Just keep going. Got something in my eye at some point. Bitter Triumph, the Osteomancer. And they're on all lands, Terramorphic here. Oak. Just keep being annoying. Is a lethal attack. Cool. That will be 1-0 heading into game 2. Alright, here we are on the draw for game number 2. Opponent starts with the Elite Interceptor. Oh, I like the Mind Roots as a draw. Playing against Black-White, some Silver Quill aggro. They've got the curve out on the play. Interceptor into Inkling Mascot. Here's my Leech Collector. Use the Interceptor to draw their card and get the damage in without worrying about the blocker. Mind Roots them here. Alright, blew up a removal spell, blew up a poet. Render Speechless. They make us discard a card now. Probably the knockout maneuver. And they buff the heck out of one of their creatures. Take 5, go to 11. Top deck a Witherbloom Charm, which cares about mana value, so that can kill one of their creatures. Wow. Just double Render Speechless. Well, we'll kill the 4/4 then. Go to 8. Send in the pests. Get them to discard one of their last 2 cards. Combat trick thing. Another Inkling mascot. They pass through. Another Elite Interceptor and the white source for it. I'll tap a creature, send the mascot into the sky. Get a swing with a 3/4 on the ground too. Go to 6. It's a good draw for the double creature here. And the flyer to block the mascot. Just draw the removal for the flyer and send theirs in the sky. And draw another flyer. Perfect draws there. We're just dead. I mean, only if the mascot gets flying. Yeah, I guess it depends on their top deck. The only way to kill this is to block with a pretty good creature. I only need 3 blockers up. Okay. They are going to do it. God dang it. I mean, that's top deck. Buff the board into lethal in the sky. 1-1 it is, heading to game 3. Alright, here we are on the draw for game number 3. Lots of 2-mana options here. Our opponent starts with Studious First Year on the play, so they're just going to be rampant quick. It's a turn 2 rampant growth. I'm playing 4 mana cards while I'm staring at 2 lands over here. Okay. Tester of the Tangential, which gets bigger every time they cast a bigger card. This is a really weird attack. I think I have to not block because the Lumerette's going to give me an immediate Leech Collector activation. If they were making that attack, it's because they had some kind of trick to make the first year big enough to eat the Lumerette, so they could do the same thing to the Tester. So I don't think I'm attacking in. I've got the increment here, okay. Dramatic Critique. Blow that up, draw 2, discard 1. Really, really solid rare. Very flexible burn spell. That can also just like fireball your opponent in the face in the endgame. Their increment cards are getting really big really fast. Spread their counters around. We take some damage here. Just take the trade. Drop a poet and pass. We want to wait to play Osteomancer until we immediately recur something. There's a meal. That is going to kill us if we don't find a way to kill it, because it's just going to make a 3/3 every turn at worst. Just going to load everything up onto the flyer. Yep. Okay. Down to 13. That is not a removal spell. Dying in the Sky and the Osteomancer stuff isn't going to do anything about that. Neither is Sin of the Pest. Guess I'll at least make sure I'm like really well defended on the ground. Muse's Encouragement. Increment things up. Shaman for 5 in the sky again with another 3/3 flyer on their side. Go down to 8. Draw land. Gain a little bit of life. They had another copy of the same legend, just they had a pretty free discard there. Set an Osteomancer. Poke a little bit. The Flyers chip in and we are down to 2. Or they have the gigantic combat trick and we are down well below 0. Gross stuff, 1 and 2 it is, heading to game 4. Alright, here we are on the draw for game number 4. Turn 1, Studious first year on the play, so they get to play 4 mana cards when we have 2 lands on board again. Alright, we'll run it back. It's green-blue again. They're gonna grab a red land turn 2? They have met with decision paralysis. They are going to Rampant Growth. It's another blue land, so just a Quandrix deck here, no splash. Or if they have a splash, it's less relevant because they have a double blue card currently in their hand that they need that mana for. Another tester of the tangential, it is really the same stuff. Hope for some damage, get a Pest Mascot. Quandrix Charm that, sure. Paradox Surveyor, increment up, draw another land. Take 4. It's our 4th land. I mean, I really need to kill this tester, but if I kill it, I'm facing 2 3/3s that I can't block still. And if I just play like the Eternal Student, it's just getting stunned forever. Every play we have here is so bad. Kill the tester. No more +1/+1 counters to go around at least. Instead, a 6/6 trample that taps and stuns. We take 6, go to 10. Try a very mid creature. We drop a student and we're dead. They just stun it. We can only play one card this turn, and any card we play just gets stunned by Procrastinate. I don't know what's going on this early access event. I don't know what's going on in this format. These decks have all looked okay to me. Obviously, we never got anything great, but we're just consistently getting steamrolled. I mean, we've been on the draw a lot. We've had mana issues a lot. But this was just normal games of Magic, and I'm just getting crushed. So I don't know what's going on with Secrets of Strixhaven, but I guess we'll figure it out when the set comes out. Yeah, that is what it is. Again, looks like another average Witherbloom deck. I don't think there's anything super horrifically wrong with this, but it's just another 1-3 here. Things are just not lining up for us in this early access event. But you know what that means? It means we'll just flip to the other side of the coin. We've got some more things to learn with some drafts on the personal account, and then once we've gotten a little more experience under our belts, we saved all of our good luck for the upcoming Arena Direct, right? That is going to do it for today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm, send me some more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.